After going to China in 2011, I realized the importance of observing the culture and the impact of globalization in the country. While walking around Yuan Garden, a traditional Chinese neighborhood, I began to observe globalization at its best. With the introduction of Western companies into a traditional neighborhood in the center of Shanghai, stores like KFC, Starbucks, Dairy Queen, and McDonald's flourished in the center of this traditional neighborhood. The stores where the food in it was a little bit different. The typical McDonald's food in the United States is burgers and fries, and being there and seeing some of them offer rice and highly emphasizing the Chinese culture really made me realize that globalization actually brings companies into other countries and really adopts and tries to tailor their menu and tailor their goals and values to that country and to really aim at that population. So really seeing that in this traditional Chinese community, even the most modern companies around the world are still embedded into them and somehow bringing together the traditional and the modern. How I saw globalization in China and just the impact it had on its culture is really dependent on the introduction of Western ideals into Eastern side, or even going the other way around, introducing the Eastern culture into the West by having Chinatowns. In addition, seeing just McDonald's, typical Western things like McDonald's and Starbucks in China really made me think about how far globalization has been and how a lot of these corporations are really trying to get their voice out there to other countries and not just stay a Western ideal, but also introduce that to the East, and in a way too combining the familiarity of the Western companies and really bringing them into China for many of the tourists that are from the West and come to China, just giving them that sense of comfort. So while these corporations are in China, they're able to tailor their menu and really appeal to that community, the Chinese community, into introducing more local foods that are Chinese instead of just sticking to the traditional burgers and fries from the West. So seeing that culture and globalization really go hand in hand together, because globalization impacts the way a culture is surrounded or works with the rest of the world, but also in that sense, culture also impacts globalization in that McDonald's has things like rice, and which is not typical of the Western McDonald's. This is just a story of my experience when I went abroad to China, and it's just a little bit of a taste of what the impact of globalization had in the culture of China. And I am proposing the question, what is it about globalization that it has to considering the local culture and not just coming in and introducing a brand new culture? And I hope we can talk a little bit about that.